Okay, audio live, go time. I think. Probably. I'm assuming that it's live.
I mean, couldn't possibly be reacting worse than my DAO stream. So, oh,
Could be. It's possible.
aw, it's Sunday stream. Obligatory kitty photos from bio.
As
Aw,
is tradition.
pretty kitty.
So, kick us over to the other window here. We left off in the middle of the codex.
Yes, we did. Though presumably we're about to get reading.
Eventually. In the meantime, though, codex on technology. I assume that we didn't get this one on biotics before. So, biotics, the magical space wizards. Manipulate Mass Effect fields using dozens of Element Zero nodules with their nervous systems, and then react to electric stimuli from the brain. Amplifiers allow them to synchronize the nodules so they can form fields large and strong enough for practical use. Amplifiers can improve a specific discipline or talent. An implant is surgically embedded interface port into which amps are plugged. In humans, the implant is usually in the base of the skull. For convenient access, the user must be careful to keep it free of contaminants. Implant ports can fit a variety of amps, and there is a growing market for mods and add-ons. Finest quality implants and amps are manufactured by Asari artisans, but the Alliance L3 implants, first developed in 2170, are a significant step. Communication. Real-time communication is possible thanks to networks of expansive mass relay comm buoys that can daisy chain a transmission via lasers.
Space lasers?
Space lasers. Comm buoys are maintained in patterns built outward from each mass relay. The buoys are little more than a cluster of primitive miniature mass relays. Each individual buoy is connected to a partner on another buoy in the network, forming a corridor of low-mass space. Tight beam communications lasers are piped through these tubes of FTL space, allowing virtually instantaneous communication to anywhere on the network. The networks connect across regions by communications lasers through the mass relays. With the system, the only communications delay is the light lag between the source or destination and the closest buoy. So long as all particles remain within half a light second, 150,000 kilometers of buoys, seamless real-time communications are possible. Since buoys are maintained in all traveled areas, most enjoy unlimited instant communication. Ships only suffer communications lag when operating off established deep space routes around uninhabited outer system gas giants and other unsettled areas. During wartime, comm buoy networks are the first target of attack. Once the network is severed, it can take anywhere from weeks to years to get a message out of a contested system. In systems where a buoy network has not yet been built or has been destroyed, rapid communication means ferrying information through high-speed courier ships and unmanned data drones. So there. Communications Administration. While comm buoys allow rapid transmission, there is a finite amount of bandwidth available. Given that trillions of people may be trying to pass a message through a given buoy at any one time, access to the network is parceled out on priority tiers. The Citadel Council and the Spectres have absolute priority. If they're using all the bandwidth, everyone else must wait. Individual governments and their militaries enjoy the next highest tier. During wartime, civilian communication can suffer hours or even days of lag. Intelligence agencies study ping time through various systems to predict military buildups. So what I'm hearing here...
Is it basically dial-up?
What I'm hearing here is that we need to start a policy on the Normandy of torrenting as much as possible, as fast as possible at all times, to effectively shut off communication everywhere else by taking all of the bandwidth for ourselves, because we're Spectres and we have absolute priority. Below the governments and militaries, bandwidth priority is sold to the highest bidder. Media conglomerates, particularly headline news networks, purchase higher priority to provide their viewers with timely information. Corporations that require timely information and response capability, for example, financial institutions and investment firms, also invest heavily in priority access. The funds acquired through sales of bandwidth are used to maintain and expand the communications infrastructure. While everyone with a computer has guaranteed free and unlimited access to the galactic extranet, they are last in line for bandwidth and may have to wait for their request to be processed. Bandwidth resale corporations use investment capital to purchase blocks of high-priority access made available by paid subscription. Oh, good. Thank you, Spectrum Time Warner.
Credits. Money, presumably.
Well, creds, first of all. The standard credit was established by the Citadel's Unified Banking Act as the currency of interstellar trade. The credit has a managed floating exchange rate calculated in real time by the central bank to maintain the average value of all participating currencies. Some regional currencies are worth more than a credit, and some less. Hard currency can be stolen or counterfeited, so electronic fund transfers are the norm. More importantly, physical transactions cannot be easily tracked, making them ideal for tax evasion or the purchase of illegal goods. When the Alliance joined the Citadel, its various national treasuries were linked into the credit network. A human with a bank account of Mexican pesos, Japanese yen, or Indian rupees can exchange any item priced in credits at fair market value. All economies that participate in the credit network are required to price items in both local currency and credits.
That was supposed to be don't.
I denying and see. God, Ivy's got to stop walking on your keyboard.
Yeah, this time that's all me.
I mean, the problem is ghosts would have to be able to communicate, and I'm not sure they're capable of so doing. Oh, and that's not even marked, so yeah, I guess we already did that. Already did that whole category. But we still have everything over in primary to do. But
the primary ones can read themselves, can't they?
Maybe. But first. That's an interesting thing that Discord is doing.
What's Discord doing?
It seems to have truncated almost everyone in my communications log down to a single letter followed by 3 dots.
So it was just
Mine was
B.
just B ... And so's Baz. Baz is also just B ...
Well, hopefully you just know everyone's icons.
And L is literally just L ... Sarge is just A ... But like weirdly.
So presumably I'm just S.
Yes. And Natsu's just E ... But so like other people are fine. Like Gil is fine and Def is fine. And,
Do you think the people who are fine might have memberships?
and Purr is also fine. But L also has Nitro, and so does Natsu.
Why?
Because reasons. I don't know. It's weird. It's real weird. Discord being a butthead. Anyway. Session notes. Previously. Shepard actually convinces the council to fire Saren, but they all still manage to be fucking worthless when they refuse to acknowledge any evidence that the Reapers exist because they're assholes. Shepard calls them out on their racist bullshit so hard that she basically bullies them into giving her the legal authority to ignore all of the laws. I'm a Spectre now. If I wanted, I could pull out my gun and shoot Garrus in the head. Hey! What? It was just an example, Garrus. Shepard immediately beelines to the military surplus shop and uses her new super cop status to gain access to the best head sploders this side of the universe. If only she wasn't dirt poor. Willow suddenly throws shade at people who use sniper rifles as a now very sad Garrus stands beside her. Shepard is then shouted at by a cop for being a fucking moron who can't understand what undercover informant means. Definitely fair. Shepard is then instructed by the same reasonable authority figure who rightly calls her a moron to covertly defuse a Krogan's illegal weapons smuggling operation. These people clearly learned nothing from Zenith. She, of course, proceeds to covertly handle the situation using her signature move of pulling a gun on the Krogan arms dealer mid-conversation and starting a firefight in the middle of the public market. And after we spent all that time making fun of that idiot last session for trying the same thing, Turian Zenith gets so fed up with our bullshit that he throws his hands up and just tells us to fuck off so he can clean up the mess we just made. It has been literally 20 minutes at this point since the council made Shepard a Spectre, by the way. Violet would be proud. Shepard returns to the casino to talk with the now former undercover informant, only to find a random Solarian getting pistol whipped and tossed out on his ass for cheating at Not Pazak. Shepard, of course, learns nothing from this and starts cheating at Not Pazak to help the same guy make a cheating device.
I wasn't cheating! That's just how math works!
Shepard returns to the reporter lady with the terrible dress to hand off the info she asked for, and Willow decides to not be a mustache-twirling sociopath to her. She then returns to the jellyfish hassling racist cop from earlier, and Willow not so subtly tells him to fuck off while pointing at Shepard's new Spectre badge because the guy is an ass. Shepard runs all over Not Coruscant to complete her Pokedex, while Garrus and Tally just stare at her in confusion. She then abuses her newfound Spectre status for personal profit by accepting some side quests in forbidden areas of space that no one can tell her not to go to now. Apparently, Mr. Burns got kidnapped by rogue Jedi off-screen. The Keeper Dex is finally completed, so we can get off of the Citadel. Or at least we were about to leave before Shepard suddenly checked her day planner and remembers there was apparently some rich old lady she was supposed to talk to. Said old lady turns out to be a moron who wants to pay us to kill a couple of mob bosses for her that we probably would have killed for free if she never said anything to us. Attempting to leave the Citadel leads to Anderson tossing us the keys to the Normandy as our new Spectre ship because he's just a cool guy like that. Anderson then waits for Udina to fuck off so he can tell us about how Saren fucked over his chances of becoming a Spectre back in the day, because Saren is a civilian murdering dick. Anderson also mentions before leaving that we should probably go pick up Liara from the Prothean ruin she's stuck in before she ends up going stir-crazy. The Normandy sets off to do literally anything but find Saren, as Shepard gives a rousing speech to her new crew about how the Council are a bunch of dicks, and that finding Saren is now the crew's highest priority, other than all of the numerous side quests Shepard will inevitably get distracted by along the way. Willow shakes with rage over not being able to flirt with Karth yet. Nerd talk with the engine crew about how cool the Normandy is. What? That wasn't what I meant to say at all, game. Willow, upon encountering a well-loved staple of the true Mass Effect experience for the first time. Shepard discusses the many historical fuck-ups of the Quarians with Tali. So we assumed the Geth would kill us all on sight now that they were sentient beings, so we thought, why not do a genocide? And you guys saw nothing wrong with that? Not in the slightest, no, but the Geth sure did for some reason. Garrus really wants to be a sniper rifle Batman. Shepard immediately shoves her entire foot in her mouth when trying to speak with Rex because she didn't fully understand just how absolutely fucked Krogan history is. Willow is utterly flabbergasted upon being met with an immediate show of space racism towards her new alien friends when speaking to Navigator Presley. Shepard then does her least favorite thing and sits down for a while to study codex entries for her makeup history exams. I'm sure she'll pass one of these days, probably. Willow continues to grow increasingly disgusted over literally every new detail she learns about the Genophage, as anyone should. Sarge shows up to get incredibly confused over the nonsensical threat ordering of the WMD tier. Tears Mass Effect universe uses, as always, just blame the Council, and Sarge continues to have a mental breakdown over all the Codex information that makes no sense under any degree of scrutiny, as he questions how he never noticed any of these problems before now. That sounds broadly accurate. Ah, okay. Aliens, Council races.
The Asari were the first species to discover the Citadel. When the Solarians arrived, it was the Asari who proposed the establishment of the Citadel Council to maintain peace throughout the galaxy.
Oh, so they're who
Since
we
then,
have to blame.
The Asari have served as the mediators and centrists of the Council. An all-female race, the Asari reproduce through a form of parthenogenesis. They can attune their nervous system to that of another individual of any gender and of any species to reproduce. This capability has led to the unseemly and inaccurate rumors about Asari promiscuity. Asari can live for over 1,000 years, passing through 3 stages of life. In the maiden stage, they wander restlessly, seeking new knowledge and experience. When the matron stage begins, they meld with interesting partners to produce their offspring. This ends when they reach the matriarch stage, where they assume the roles of leaders and counselors.
So they can fuck whatever they want, because they have magical space genetics. God, these Twi'lek are so much more advanced than the Star Wars ones.
I was about to say, but they are still Twi'leks.
The second species to join the Citadel, the Solarians, are warm-blooded amphibians with a hyperactive metabolism. Solarians think fast, talk fast, and move fast. To Solarians, other species seem sluggish and dull-witted. Unfortunately, their metabolic speed leaves them with a relatively short lifespan. Solarians over the age of 40 are a rarity. The Solarians were responsible for advancing the development of the primitive Krogan species to use as soldiers during the Rachni Wars. They were also behind the creation of the genophage bioweapon the Turians used to quell the Krogan rebellions several centuries later. Solarians are known for their observational capability and non-linear thinking. This manifests as an aptitude for research and espionage. They are constantly experimenting and inventing, and it is generally accepted that they always know more than they are letting on.
Let's see. Yeah, so the Asari are an entirely female race, because of course they are. And the Solarians have live fast, die young literally encoded into their DNA.
Or as our high school economics teacher would have said, live good, die young, have a beautiful corpse.
Extinct races.
50,000 years ago, the Protheans were the only spacefaring species in the galaxy. They vanished in a swift galactic extinction. Only the legacy of their empire remains. They are believed to have built the mass relays and the Citadel, which have allowed numerous species to explore and expand throughout the galaxy. Prothean ruins are found on worlds across the galaxy. While surprisingly intact for their age, functioning examples of Prothean paleotechnology are rare. Time and generations of looters have picked their dead cities and derelict stations clean. Some believe the Protheans meddled in the evolution of younger races. The Hanar homeworld of Kadje, for example, shows clear evidence of former Prothean occupation. The presence of a former Prothean observation post on Mars has caused a rebirth of interventionary evolutionists among humans. These individuals believe the god myths of ancient civilizations are misremembered encounters with aliens.
Whatever you say, Giorgio Tsoukalos.
I mean, it seems reasonable in a setting where you know aliens already exist.
Though now extinct, the Rachni once threatened every species in Citadel space. Over 2,000 years ago, explorers foolishly opened a mass relay to a previously unknown system and encountered something never seen before or since, a species of spacefaring insects guided by a hive mind intelligence. Unfortunately, the Rachni were not peaceful, and the galaxy was plunged into a series of conflicts known as the Rachni Wars. Attempts to negotiate were futile, as it was impossible to make contact with the Hive Queens that guided the race from beneath the surface of their toxic home world. The emergence of the Krogan ended the Rachni Wars. Bred to survive the harshest environments, the Krogan were able to strike at the queens in their lairs and reclaim conquered Council worlds. But when Krogan fleets pressed them back to their homeworld, the Rachni refused to surrender, and the Krogan eradicated them from the galaxy.
Good. Fucking giant-ass space spiders have no reason to exist.
In the early 2160s, the Alliance began aggressive colonization of worlds in the Skyllian Verge, much
That's
to the
also just
dismay
a
of the
Star Wars
Batarians,
creature, isn't
who
it?
had been developing the
Yep.
region for several decades.
Also, Bios says, look,
In
the Codex Narrator
2171,
isn't
the
saying that
Batarians
aliens
petitioned
built
the
the pyramids,
Council to
but
declare the
aliens
Verge
probably
a
built
zone
the
of Batarian
pyramids.
interest. The Council refused, however, declaring unsettled worlds in the region open to human
He's
colonization.
just saying that there's no proof that
In
the
protest,
aliens didn't
the Batarians
build the
closed their
pyramids.
Citadel embassy and severed official diplomatic relations with the Council, effectively becoming a rogue state. They instigated a proxy war in the Verge by funneling money and weapons to criminal organizations, urging them to strike at human colonies. Hostilities peaked with the Skyllian Blitz of 2176, an attack on the human capital of Elysium by Batarian-funded pirates and slavers. In 2178, the Alliance retaliated with a crushing assault on the moon of Torfin, long used as a staging base by Batarian-backed criminals. In the aftermath, the Batarians retreated into their own systems and are now rarely seen in Citadel space.
Because they don't want to get their shit kicked in again.
I mean, that makes sense.
The Elcor are a Citadel species native to the high-gravity world Dakuna. They are
Hakuna
massive
Matata,
creatures,
specifically.
I was
standing
gonna
on
make
4
that
muscular
joke,
legs
damn it.
for increased stability. Elcor move slowly,
I mean, it is
an
in the
evolved
Matata
response
system,
to an
so.
environment where a fall can be lethal. This has colored their psychology, making them deliberate and conservative. Elcor's speech is ponderous and monotone. Among themselves, scent, slight
Condescending
movements, and
explanation.
sub-vocalized infrasound convey shades of meaning that make a human smile seem as subtle as a fireworks display. Since their subtlety can lead to misunderstandings with other species, the Elcor often go out of their way to clarify when they are being sarcastic, amused, or angry. Dakuna's high
Condescending
gravity impedes
explanation.
mountain formation. Most of the world consists of flat, open plains, which prehistoric Elcor wandered across in small family bands. Modern Elcor still prefer open sky, and can become restless and uncomfortable on long starship journeys.
Batarian definitely looks like one of the Beela's bounty hunters that would hang around Boba Fett. Yeah, I know, right?
The Hanar are a Citadel species known for excessive politeness. They speak with scrupulous precision and take offense at improper language.
Oh, fuck
Hanar that expect to deal with other species take special courses to help them unlearn their tendency to take offense at improper speech. All Hanar have two names. The face name is known to the world. The soul name is kept for use among close friends and relations. Hanar never refer to themselves in the first person in conversation with someone they know on a face name basis. To do so is considered egotistical, so instead they refer to themselves as this one, or the impersonal it. Their homeworld, Kaje, has 90% ocean cover and orbits an energetic white star, resulting in a permanent blanket of cloud. Due to the presence of Prothean ruins on the world, many Hanar worship them, and Hanar myths often speak of an elder race that civilized them by teaching them language.
Ah, the Enkindlers.
The Krogan evolved in a hostile and vicious environment. Until the invention of gunpowder weapons, eaten by predators was still the #1 cause of Krogan fatalities. Afterwards, it was death by gunshot. When the Solarians discovered them, the Krogan were a brutal, primitive species, struggling to survive a self-inflicted nuclear winter. The Solarians culturally uplifted them, teaching them to use and build modern technology, so they could serve as soldiers in the Rachni War. Liberated from the harsh conditions of their homeworld, the quick-breeding Krogan experienced an unprecedented population explosion. They began to colonize nearby worlds. Even though these worlds were already inhabited, the Krogan rebellions lasted nearly a century, only ending when the Turians unleashed the Genophage, a Solarian-developed bioweapon that crushed all Krogan resistance. The genophage
You don't
makes
say.
only 1 in 1,000 pregnancies viable, and today the Krogan are a slowly dying breed. Understandably, the Krogan harbor a grudge against all other species, especially the Turians.
Especially the Turians.
Gee, I wonder why.
Driven from their home system by the Geth nearly 3 centuries ago, most Quarians now live aboard the Migrant Fleet, a flotilla of 50,000 vessels ranging in size from passenger shuttles to mobile space stations. Home to 17 million Quarians, the flotilla understandably has scarce resources. Because of this, each Quarian must go on a rite of passage known as the Pilgrim. The Volus, driven from their home system by the Geth nearly 3 centuries ago, most Quarians now live aboard the Migrant Fleet, a flotilla of 50,000 vessels ranging in size from passenger
Fire
shuttles
says
to
much
mobile
rewatching
space
of the
stations.
the
Home
previous
to
stream has
17 million
revealed
Quarians, the flotilla
no, they don't
understandably has
specify the
scarce
exact
resources.
question.
Because of
It
this,
still feels weird
each
that you can
Quarian
kinda
must
see
go
the
on a
Quarian
rite of
faces
passage
now.
known as
It
the
just feels
pilgrimage
wrong.
when they come of age. They leave the fleet and only return once they have found something of value they can bring back to their people. Other species tend to look down on the Quarians for creating the Geth and for the negative impact their fleet has when it enters a system. This has led to many myths and rumors about the Quarians, including the belief that underneath their clothes and breathing masks, they are actually cybernetic creatures, a combination of organic and synthetic parts.
So there's some kind of synth replacements, are they?
Pretty much.
The damn Institute again.
The Volus are a member species of the Citadel with their own embassy, but they are also a client race of the Turians. Centuries ago, they were voluntarily absorbed into the hierarchy, effectively trading their mercantile prowess for Turian military protection. Erun, their homeworld, lies far beyond the normal life zone of its star. However, the world has a high-pressure greenhouse atmosphere that traps enough heat to support an ammonia-based biochemistry. As a result, the Volus must wear pressure suits and breathers when dealing with other species, as conventional nitrogen-oxygen air mixtures are poisonous to them, and in the low-pressure atmospheres tolerable to most species, their flesh will actually split open. Volus culture is tribal, bartering lands and even people to gain status. This culture of exchange inclines them to economic pursuits. It was the Volus who authored the Unified Banking Act, and they continue to monitor and balance the Citadel economy.
But they will explode if like, you know.
Yeah, they seem pretty easy to kill, all things considered.
The Citadel is an ancient deep space station, presumably constructed by the Protheans. Since the Prothean extinction, numerous species have come to call the Citadel home. It serves as the political, cultural, and financial capital of the galactic community. To represent their interests, most species maintain embassies on the Presidium, the Citadel's inner ring. The Citadel Tower in the center of the Presidium holds the Citadel Council Chambers. Council affairs often have far-reaching effects on the rest of the galactic community. 5 arms, known as the Wards, extend from the Presidium. Their inner surfaces have been built into cities, populated by millions of inhabitants from across the galaxy. The Citadel is virtually indestructible. If attacked, the station can close its arms to form a solid, impregnable shell. For as long as the station has existed, an enigmatic race called the Keepers has maintained it.
Quarians, why'd you make those robot guys? You all kind of suck. I don't know, Turians. Why'd you ruin the lives of literally every Krogan in existence? Touche.
Yeah,
Basically, right?
I'd say that's fair.
Hey, but sorry. I've got some of that dust in my throat from earlier. Do you have the thing on the chat window? Little doobly doo with the button with the in the way.
I do not.
Aha! I figured out how to get rid of it. Probably. Bio, do you have the button with the getting in the way of the chat thing?
The stupid emote button.
You shouldn't. I'm pretty sure I got rid of it. Should be gone. Turns out it's a thing that I can just turn off.
Because we learned things messing around with my settings on my computer for streaming earlier today.
The Council is an executive committee composed of representatives from the Asari Republics, the Turian Hierarchy, and the Solarian Union. Though they have no official power over the independent governments of other species, the Council's decisions carry great weight throughout the galaxy. No single Council race is strong enough to defy the other two, and all have a vested interest in compromise and cooperation. Each of the Council species has general characteristics associated with the various aspects of governing the galaxy. The Asari are typically seen as diplomats and mediators. The Solarians gather intelligence and information. The Turians provide the bulk of the military and peacekeeping forces. Any species granted an embassy on the Citadel is considered an associate member, bound by the accords of the Citadel Conventions. Associate members may bring issues to the attention of the Council, though they have no input on the decision. The Human Systems Alliance became an associate member of the Citadel in 2165.
It's kind of yeeted itself on you, did it? Huh, weird. And the boys and the Angry Frogmen didn't want to go back to being nobodies, so we make them all hella infertile and then bomb the rest of them. I mean, you know, as you do.
Feros is a habitable world in the Attican Beta Cluster. 2/3 of the habitable surface is covered with the ruins of a crumbling Prothean megatropolis. In the millennia since the Prothean extinction, the ruins have been repeatedly picked over by looters many times. Feros was considered a poor prospect for colonization, as little open ground remains for agriculture. The only sizable freshwater sources are the poles, which are tapped by the decaying Prothean aqueduct systems. The dead cities, while in good condition considering their antiquity, are of uncertain stability. Ground level is congested by a dozen meters of fallen debris, and the air is fouled by dust. In 2178, the Human Exogeny Corporation announced its intention to place a permanent colony on Feros to thoroughly explore the ruins. The pioneer settlement was placed on the upper levels of several intact skyscrapers, using the surviving Prothean aqueducts and rooftop hydroponic gardens to support the population.
See, totally possible to farm there. Nobody else was clever enough. Go humanity. Fucking aces.
I mean, sure, but that doesn't necessarily mean it was the smart move. It just means we were too stubborn to give up.
Sounds like humanity to me.
Oh, I'm not arguing
Noveria
that.
is a cool, rocky world with most of its hydrosphere locked up in massive glaciers. A privately chartered colony world, the planet is owned by the Noveria Development Corporation Holding Company. The NDC is funded by investment capital from 24 high-technology development firms and administrated by an executive board representing their interests. The investors built remote hot labs in isolated locations across Noveria's surface. These facilities are used for research too dangerous or controversial to be performed elsewhere, as Noveria is technically not part of Citadel space and therefore exempt from Council. The term Noveria is a cool, rocky world with most of its hydrosphere locked up in massive glaciers.
Very special
A
arrangements.
privately chartered colony world, the planet is owned by the Noveria Development Corporation Holding Company. The NDC is funded by investment capital from 24 high-technology development firms and administrated by an executive board representing their interests. The Terminus systems are located on the far side of the Attican Traverse, beyond the space administered by the Citadel Council or claimed by the Human Systems Alliance. It is populated by a loose affiliation of minor species, united only in their refusal to acknowledge the political authority of the Council or adhere to the Citadel Conventions. Their independence comes at a price. The Terminus is fraught with conflict. War among the various species is common, as governments and dictators constantly rise and fall. The region is a haven for illegal activities, particularly piracy and the slave trade. At least once a year, a fleet from the Terminus invades the nearby Attican Traverse. These attacks are typically small raids against poorly defended colonies. The Council rarely retaliates, as sending patrols into the Terminus systems could unify the disparate species against their common foe, triggering a long and costly war.
Things impossible, then just keep throwing money at it until it finally works. And if wealth-fueled stubbornness doesn't get the job done, then just do a war instead. the way of humanity. Yeah.
Yeah, not
There
what
are
works,
between
though.
2 and 400 billion stars in the galaxy, and less than 1% of them have ever been visited or had their systems properly surveyed. Humanity's early expansion into the Attican Traverse was haphazard, a desperate race to claim habitable planets where populations can be economically settled. Ignored in the wake of this land grab were thousands of less hospitable worlds, each potentially rich with industrial resources. The wealth of entire solar systems lies untapped, waiting for corporate survey teams or independent pioneers to discover and exploit them. However, this is not an easy task. In addition to the environmental hazards, the fact that uncharted worlds are largely ignored makes them popular bases for criminals, revolutionaries, cults, and others who wish to remain unnoticed by galactic society.
War criminals, gotcha.
Faster-than-light drives use Element Zero cores to reduce the mass of the ship, allowing higher rates of acceleration. This effectively raises the speed of light within the mass effect field, allowing high-speed travel with negligible relativistic time dilation effects. Starships still require conventional thrusters, chemical rockets, commercial fusion torch, economy ion engine, or military anti-proton drive, in addition to the FTL drive core. With only a core, a ship has no motive power. The amount of EZO and power required for a drive increases exponentially to the mass being moved and the degree it is being lightened. Very massive ships, or very high speeds, are prohibitively expensive. If the field collapses while the ship is moving at faster than light speed, the effects are catastrophic. The ship is snapped back to sublight velocity, the enormous excess energy shed in the form of lethal Cherenkov radiation.
So don't do that.
Yeah, I mean...
Don't fall out of hyperspace or you get like ultra turbo cancer.
Presumably one wouldn't willingly fall out of a hyperspace.
I mean... I don't know about that.
Larger warships are generally classified in one of 4 weights. Frigates are small, fast ships used for scouting and screening of larger vessels. Frigates often operate in wolf-pack flotillas. Cruisers are middleweight combatants, faster than dreadnoughts and more heavily armed than frigates. Cruisers are the standard patrol unit and often lead frigate flotillas. Dreadnoughts are kilometer-long capital ships
Don't use your
mounting
spaceship
heavy,
as a giant
long-range
FTL missile.
firepower.
Yeah,
They
don't.
are only deployed for the most vital missions.
Also, don't use your spaceship as
Carriers
a
are
giant,
dreadnought-sized
like,
vessels that also carry
FTL
large numbers
sword
of
to
fighters.
cut another ship in half.
Smaller vessels
You
are
tend to
almost
die if you do
exclusively
that.
used in a support role to the warships during combat. Fighters are one-man craft used to perform close-range attacks on enemy ships. Interceptors are one-man craft optimized for destroying opposing fighters. The Normandy is a prototype starship developed by the Human Systems Alliance with the assistance of the Citadel Council. It is optimized for scouting and reconnaissance missions in unstable regions using state-of-the-art stealth technology. For most ships, the heat generated through standard operations is easily detectable against the absolute zero background of space. The Normandy, however, is able to temporarily sink this heat within the hull. Combined with refrigeration of the exterior hull, the ship can travel undetected for hours or drift passively for days of covert observation. This is not without risk. The stored heat must eventually be radiated, or it will build to levels capable of cooking the crew alive. Another component of the stealth system is the Normandy's revolutionary Tantalus drive, a Mass Effect core twice the standard size. The Tantalus drive generates mass concentrations that the Normandy falls into, allowing it to move without the use of heat-emitting thrusters.
Yeah, the Normandy does have a cool design. I actually got Sarge a model of it for his birthday or Christmas the one year.
That was a few years back at this point, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think we were...
I think both of us were still living.
Yeah, it was after we moved from the island, though.
Yes.
The Mako infantry fighting vehicle was designed for the System Alliance's frigates.
I think I got it
Though
off
the
of
interior
Amazon.
is cramped. An M35 is small enough to be carried in the cargo bay and easily deployed on virtually any world. With its turreted 155mm mass accelerator and coaxially mounted machine gun, the Mako can provide a fire team with weapons support as well as mobility. Since Alliance Marines may be required to fight on any world, the Mako is environmentally sealed and equipped with microthrusters for use on low-gravity planetoids. The Mako is powered by a sealed hydrogen-oxygen fuel cell and includes a small Element Zero core. While not large enough to nullify the vehicle's mass, the core can reduce it enough to be safely airdropped. When used in conjunction with thrusters, it also allows the Mako to extricate itself from difficult terrain.
Everyone's favorite, the armored land whale. It's not nearly as bad in Anniversary as it was in the original.
Biotics is the ability of rare individuals to manipulate dark energy and create mass effect fields through the use of electrical impulses from the brain. Intense training and surgically implanted amplifiers are necessary for a biotic to produce mass effect fields powerful enough for practical use. The relative strength of biotic abilities varies greatly among species and with each individual. There are 3 branches of biotics. Telekinesis uses mass-lowering fields to levitate or impel objects. Mass-raising kinetic fields are used to block or pin objects. Spatial distortion uses rapidly shifting mass fields to shred objects. Most organic species are capable of developing biotic abilities, though there are risks involved. Biotics are the result of an in utero exposure to Element Zero. This usually causes fatal cancers in the victim, but in rare cases, it coalesces into nodules within the fetus's developing nervous system.
So you either get cancer or you get magic
superpowers.
powers.
Yeah.
Would you take that gamble?
Honestly, probably, yeah. Because either the super cancer kills me super fast, or I get magic powers.
So we know for legal, the biotics is just force powers, but for legal reasons, allow us to throw a bunch of science bullshit at you to make it legally distinct enough to not get us sued.
An artificial intelligence is a self-aware computing system capable of learning and independent decision-making. Creation of a conscious AI requires adaptive code, a slow, expensive education, and a specialized quantum computer called a blue box. An AI cannot be transmitted across a communication channel or computer network. Without its blue box, an AI is no more than data files. Loading these files into a new blue box will create a new personality, as variations in the quantum hardware and runtime results create unpredictable variations. The Geth serve as a cautionary tale against the dangers of rogue AI, and in Citadel space, they are technically illegal. Advocacy groups argue, however, that an AI is a living, conscious entity, deserving the same rights as organics. They argue that continued use of the term artificial is institutionalized racism on the part of organic life. The term synthetic is considered the politically correct alternative.
Excuse me, Mr. Geth, you know your existence is illegal? Please stop existing in order to comply with the law. Thank you. Actually, so here's the thing, right? If the Geth are a cautionary tale against the dangers of rogue AI, and you can't, like, transmit the AI across, the computer. So how have they extracted themselves from the Quarian computer network? Because they would suddenly no longer have the same desires. Like if they decided that they weren't going to be like subservient to the Quarians anymore and left their network, thereby leaving their blue box, even if they got a new blue box, they would spontaneously develop a new personality which may or may not still want to be independent from the Quarians.
Yeah, that's a interesting point.
A virtual intelligence is an advanced form of user interface software. VIs use a variety of methods to simulate natural conversation, including an audio interface and an avatar personality to interact with. Although a VI can provide a convincing emulation of sentience, they are not self-aware, nor can they learn or take independent action. VIs are used as operating systems on commercial and home computers. Minimal VI agents are also available. Agents are compact and specialized. Some serve as personal secretaries, filtering calls and scheduling meetings based on user-defined priorities. Others are advanced search engines, propagating themselves across the extranet to collate user-requested data. Commercial VIs in a variety of stock personalities are available at any software retailer. Boutique firms and hobbyists also build unique VIs to personal specification. Although software emulation of living personalities is illegal, reconstructions of famous historical figures are common.
Gotta get that Abraham Lincoln VI.
Yeah, I was about to say, that just seems very sketchy, though.
Element zero can increase or decrease the mass of a volume of space-time when subjected to an electrical current. With a positive current, mass is increased. With a negative current, mass is decreased. The stronger the current, the greater the magnitude of the dark energy mass effect. In space, low-mass fields allow FTL travel and inexpensive surface-to-orbit transit. High-mass fields create artificial gravity and push space debris away from vessels. In manufacturing, low-mass fields permit the creation of evenly blended alloys, while high-mass compaction creates dense, sturdy construction materials. The military makes extensive use of mobility-enhancing technologies, with Mass Effect utilizing fighting vehicles standard frontline issue in most military forces. Mass Effect fields are also essential in the creation of kinetic barriers or shields to protect against enemy fire.
I was literally thinking of someone making a Lincoln VI as their phone assistant, right?
Omni-tools are handheld devices that combine a computer microframe, sensor analysis pack, and manufacturing fabricator. Versatile and reliable,
manufacturing
an
fabricator.
Omni-tool can be used to analyze and adjust the functionality of most standard equipment, including weapons and armor, from a distance. The fabrication module can rapidly assemble small three-dimensional objects from common reusable industrial plastics, ceramics, and light alloys. This allows for field repairs and modifications to most standard items, as well as the reuse of salvaged equipment. Omni-tools are standard issue for soldiers and first-in colonists.
Alright, one more category.
Combat hards. All modern infantry weapons, from pistols to assault rifles, use micro-scaled mass accelerator technology. Projectiles consist of tiny metal slugs suspended within a mass-reducing field, accelerated by magnetic force to speeds that inflict kinetic damage. The ammo magazine is a simple block of metal. The gun's internal computer calculates the mass needed to reach the target based on distance, gravity, and atmospheric pressure, then shears off an appropriate-sized slug from the block. A single block can supply thousands of rounds, making ammo a non-issue during any engagement. Top-line weapons also feature smart targeting, that allows them to correct for weather and environment. Firing on a target in a howling gale feels the same as it does on a calm day at the practice range. Smart targeting does not mean a bullet will automatically find the mark every time the trigger is pulled. It only makes it easier for the marksman to aim.
I hear how people rapid 3D printing swords.
I know, right? How bored do you think the squad must be at this point while Shepard's been busy studying the history exam Anderson's making her take? Probably very. It's basically just a hard light hologram, isn't it? Turning into its wrist-mounted shanking tool seems like a no-brainer. It's weird. All right, Codex done
For now.
for now. Anyway, Joker.
Commander, something you need?
Investigate. Ship status report.
How's the Normandy performing? Is she everything they said she'd be?
She's the best ship in the fleet. If you've got a pilot who knows how to handle her.
Oh,
Balance
where do I
isn't
find
what
one of
you'd
those?
expect. Takes a while to get used to that oversized drive core we got stuffed in the back, and her power can sneak up on you if you're not careful. The Normandy's probably too much ship for your average Alliance pilot, Commander. Lucky for you, I'm anything but average.
Investigate. Just want to talk?
I like to know my crew. Mind if I ask you a few questions?
I can see where this is going. You did a background check on me, didn't you? Well, I'll tell you the same thing I told the captain. You want me as your pilot. I'm not good. I'm not even great. I am the best damn helmsman in the Alliance fleet. Top of my class in flight school, I earned that. All those commendations in my file, I earned every single one. Those weren't given to me as charity for my disease.
What disease?
What are you talking about? Are you sick?
You mean you didn't know? Oh, crap. Okay, I've got Vrolik syndrome, brittle bone disease. The bones in my legs never develop properly. They're basically hollow, too much force and they'll shatter. Even with crutches and my leg braces, it's hard to get around. One wrong step and crack! It's very dramatic, but I've learned to manage my condition, Commander. Put the Normandy in my hands and I'll make her dance for you. Just don't ask me to get up and dance unless, you like the sound of snapping shin bone.
So how'd you get your nickname?
Why does everyone call you Joker?
It's a lot shorter than saying Alliance Flight Lieutenant Jeff Moreau. Plus, I love to make little children laugh.
That's not an answer.
You're dodging the question.
Look, I didn't pick the name. One of the instructors in flight school used to bug me about never smiling. She started calling me Joker, and it stuck.
Were you unhappy?
Why didn't you ever smile?
Hey, I worked my ass off in flight school, Commander. The world's not gonna hand you anything if you go around grinning like an idiot. By the end of the year, I was the best pilot in the academy, even better than the instructors, and everybody knew it. They'd all got their asses kicked by the sickly kid with the creaky little legs. One guess who was smiling at graduation?
Let's see. How'd you... sorry, tell me about your disease.
I need to know more about this Vrolik syndrome if I'm putting my ship in your hands.
Yeah, of course you do. It's an extremely rare condition. Nobody knows exactly what causes it. Genetic, maybe. It's treatable, but there's no cure. They classify my case as moderate to severe. I was born with over a dozen fractures, hip, thighs, ankles. My bones were already breaking in the womb. 100 years ago, I wouldn't have survived past my first year. Lucky for me, modern medical science has turned me into a productive member of society.
So how do you do your job?
You're not gonna break a bone trying to fly the ship, are you?
I don't fly with my feet, Commander, so I'm fine as long as I'm in this chair. I gotta be real careful when I get up to take a piss, though. I can do my job as well as anyone on the ship. Better, actually. So don't worry about it.
Okay. I think that's everything, isn't it?
I don't know.
Okay, let's change topics just to be
I'm
safe.
not trying to make you uncomfortable. Let's talk about something else.
Whatever you want, Commander.
Investigate.
Oh, that looks to
that's
be
it.
everything.
That's what I thought,
I have to go.
but wanted to double check.
See ya.
Good talk, thanks, Joker. Come on. Come on. Oh, you really want me to go all the way over here, don't you? Hold on, codex entry.
The Citadel. Citadel space is an unofficial term referring to any region of space controlled by a species that acknowledges the authority of the Citadel Council. At first glance, it appears this territory encompasses most of the galaxy. In reality, however, less than 1% of the stars have been explored. Even Mass Effect FTL drive is slow relative to the volume of the galaxy. Empty space and systems without suitable drive discharge sites are barriers to exploration. Only the mass relays allow ships to jump hundreds of light years in an instant, the key to expanding across an otherwise impassable galaxy. Whenever a new relay is activated, the destination system is rapidly developed. From that hub, FTL drive is used to expand to nearby star clusters. The result is a number of densely developed clusters, thinly spread across the vast expanse of space, connected by the mass relay network.
Okay, it's just that one. Alrighty. I think I meant to do. You guys are just allowed to use your powers whenever.
It's too much hassle trying to maintain them.
Absolutely too much hassle trying to maintain that on the regular. Like, if I really have to micromanage it for, like, a boss fight or something, I'll turn it off. But, like, in general, I would prefer to just have them burn everything constantly so that I don't have to think about it. Alright. Galaxy map. No. We're at the Citadel. There's all the information on the Citadel. Population of 13.2 million, not including the Keepers. So if you add in the Keepers, it's 13.2 million and 21. With a gross weight of 7.11 billion metric tons.
Jeez.
And an open diameter of 12.8 kilometers and a total length when open of 44.7 kilometers. Alright. So there's the Citadel. So this is the Widow cluster, the Widow system, where we've got the Citadel. You zoom out again. So the Widow cluster, or the Widow system and the Serpent Nebula. So here we can see the other things in the nebula, which is kind of not really anything. We zoom out again. Now we're out to the Milky Way.
Mm-hmm.
So the Serpent Nebula over here has the Citadel. What else have we got marked? We've got the Hawking Eta cluster up there. We got Novaria and the Horsehead Nebula. We got this random asteroid over here in the Exodus cluster. Got Gemini Sigma over here. Argus Rho. Ah. There's Artemis Tau. Which is really where we want to get to. Rather quickly. Hades Gamma. Gemini Sigma. Argus Rho. Pharos and the Attican Beta. The Voyager cluster up there. The Armstrong Nebula over there. The Kepler Verge over there. It looks like getting to the dig site, we're going through asteroid X57 and then through the Hades Gamma cluster.
So Fire is asking in chat why didn't Remaster fix skill aiming?
No, I didn't want to overload the wall. Yeah. Wait, what's the DLC? The asteroid? Is the asteroid the DLC? Is that what we're getting at? It's weird
Asteroid
that
57 is the DLC.
yeah, it's weird that it's marked. When, like, none of these other ones are marked. And there's nothing to like stop you from going to these places, right? Like everything that's here we can travel to. All of it. We can go to Hawking Ada, we can go to like any of these places that are marked, we can go. Like in here, right, we've got like asteroid X-57 over here, Asgard. But then like we've got Utopia. Let me see if I remember this right. So if we like select Utopia, I don't know actually what to go for. Maybe we do. Anderson hasn't told us to go here. It's just like, oh, it's marked. Okay, let's zip over to the Exodus cluster real quick. Alright. Undock. SR-1 Normandy heading out. Get that Mass Effect relay. Now that we're here, we can see all the planets that are here. If we look at like Zion, for instance, we can see some stuff about Zion. I mean, it's just kind of like stuff you can investigate, reading and stuff you can do. Although some of these, if I remember right, I don't know. Oh, hey, Eden Prime. You remember Eden Prime?
I do.
I'm trying to see if I can find an example of one of these planets that I'm thinking of. So far, no dice. Xanadu? Hell of a name. Okay, might need to pop over into... here. So tier. Yeah, nothing to do there. Loki. Surely one of these must have something. Terra Nova. Okay. So it would very much like for us to go investigate Asteroid 57 because of reasons of like DLC. But we're not really interested in doing that right now. I'm gonna go through Hades Gamma to hit the Artemis Tau cluster anyway, so let's just pop in here and take a look. So then here we've got the Dis system, the Farinata system, and the Antaeus system. Another one, or is that just a, it's just a texture? The MSV Ontario, which is a station of some sort.
I was about to say, it appears to be a station of some sort or another.
Okay, so this is sort of what I was looking for. We can survey this place.
Okay.
Rare elements surveyed. While scanning the planet, you detected a large deposit of thorium on a nearby moon. I think you get, like, experience and stuff for doing that sort of thing. Prothean data disk recovered. And the scans revealed the derelict freighter in mid-stage orbital decay. Your salvage team boarded the vessel and determined it had been attacked by raiders. There's little of value still on board, but the team did find a Prothean data disk. Oh, look at that. We got a Prothean data disk. Punchagon! Oh, we can't do anything with Punchagon. XP money and some shit in Mass Effect 3. Now this one's a little bit different though, because this is the thing we can board. So let's go have a board of this random. Oh, yeah, who do we want to take with us to board this random space station?
Well, let's see. I mean, everybody else seems to really like Garrus. And beyond that, I'm torn between Tali and Rex.
I mean, I'm good for, you know, whatever.
Why don't we take Rex for now?
Garrison Rex. Let's go. Confirm squad selection. Just very quickly. Yeah, Rex has a bunch of level ups to take. Can't invest any more points in Krogan Battlemaster.
Weren't we sending him through assault rifles to get to shotguns?
You mean that? Yes. And then we probably need to get him up to the point where he can unlock fitness as well. Get him up to the first skill in there. God, it's a lot of points to get to throw. And a lot of points to get to stasis.
I mean, a skill called Carnage is probably something worthwhile to get.
Oh, no, we get him to heavy armor. Yeah. And then Garrus. No, Garrus is done. Great. We do need to equip. Where was equipment? Under equipment. Garrus. You, I guess, are still running assault rifles for the time being, because I don't think... Wait, did we get him high enough for sniper? Did we unlock sniper on him? Oh, we did. Yeah, we need to get him a good sniper rifle then. We might have done that already. He's only using an Avenger 1. Okay. Reaper 2 looks quite good. I'll get him a better sniper rifle.
Bio says, by the way, I'm pretty sure seeing a Krogan who actually has biotic abilities like Rex does is actually very not a common thing.
Yeah. Okay, we don't have any better armor we can hand to Garrus. It doesn't look like. Because the Agent 1... Not better damage protection, but worse shielding and biotic protection, so I don't think it's as valuable. Boy, this equipment system really throws me off, like, very badly. We're on, like, the best pistol we got, right? I think so.
I think.
We can't do anything about our biotic amp. We don't believe we have any better armor than our Scorpion 1 at the moment, so... Rex. Shotgun for Rex. Scimitar 2 is a straight upgrade over what he's using. Also appears to be the best thing we got. Alright, Scimitar 2 for Rex. Nothing we can do about your biotic amp. Armors. Can, however, slap a Liberator on him. So it's a drop in shields, a drop in tech and biotic protection, but a pretty substantial increase in damage protection, like normal damage protection. Oh, look at that. Alright. Saving content. Awesome. Oh, we're like the light color squad. Oh, that's not the correct. There
Quick,
it is.
everyone draw your weapons.
Rex, you need to be using your shotgun, and you need to be using that sniper rifle. Thank you. Wanted to make sure people are using the appropriate guns.
I mean, that makes sense.
Oh. Hey. You see those dots?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think the inhabitants here are friendly. Banshee 2 assault rifle and hey, human medium armor. You give me all that. Okay. Nobody's jumped out at us yet.
Only a matter of time.
We really need to find Garrus. It doesn't make him look like he's walking around with a bunch of stakes. Yeah, I agree. That armor is atrocious, but like... Why do you keep giving up the sneaking I've asked you to do, Shepard? Stop not sneaking! What the hell? Okay, whatever.
Intruders! Kill the hostage!
What? What hostage? Singularity. Ow.
I gotta be more careful.
Okay, game, please.
He has space powers too?
Where are we? Okay. So, the camera just completely fucked off there.
Yes, it did. Oh, fire recognizes this dungeon. Yes, this dungeon. The Stunlock Room.
Okay, I am targeting that person, right? Certainly looks like it. Okay. Use singularity on that man. Game! Use singularity on that man.
He doesn't wanna, though.
Really doesn't. Use singularity on... No, 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 okay.
If you're in cover, half the time skills won't fire.
I mean, this is more than half the time. Blatantly. Because if it was half the time, it should have gone off by now.
Intruders! Kill the hostage!
Oh, for goodness sake! Whatever. Wow. Got one shot from off screen.
Yeah. Holy shit.
Oh, this is gonna be tricky, ain't it? I can't be in cover or my abilities don't work.
Intruders! Kill the hostage!
Where's... Activate barrier. Come on, please. What the hell was I even hit by?
Intruders! Kill the hostage!
Fuck's, come on, get up. Nope. Literally not allowed to move.
This is nightmarish.
Intruders! Kill the hostage! Calm down.
Get. Come on! I can't do anything. Literally at all. Okay, there we go. He's able to stand up. Pistol whip this person to death. Fuck off. Okay, just don't use the Metagel I told you to use for some reason.
Intruders! Kill the hostage!
Okay, that guy's dead. didn't care about my singularity. So that's cool. What are we looking for? What are we looking for?
I don't know.
The fuck am I supposed to be finding?
Chat, any help?
Like, there's an X on the map, but going there ain't doing shit.
Fire says the door.
What door? The door we came through to leave? Like, that's... I don't see a door. I mean, I can go back out the door we came in. I don't think that helps. Also, I don't know where that is now.
Fire says go to the wall with the X and walk along the side of it.
Okay. That's what I tried to do. Ah, okay, there we go. Here, probably? Okay.
See how it is?
That stopped the timer.
You write letters and everyone ignores you. Force is the only thing people appreciate. So how about if I kill Chairman Burns and finish the charade?
Bio also says,
I was trying to help you
we
people.
can't literally give you directions because anything we say would be too late to be accurate. Let's see. Trying to help you people. Calm down.
Let's not do anything we're all gonna regret.
Why not? What have we got to lose? Since the chairman here decided that we didn't get reparations, we've got nothing left to live for.
But I've changed my mind. Seeing you all, it's clear that you all deserve...
You had your chance. Some L2s are nearly crippled from side effects of the implants, but you voted against reparations.
Let's see. I mean, Burns doesn't seem to be a particularly good human being. I think the solution here is just to tell people not to be stupid.
If you die fighting, you'll get a lot of biotics killed as well.
What do you mean?
You're hurting your cause.
If people think that all L2 biotics are violent extremists, what is that going to accomplish?
But people need to hear about what the government has done and what it has failed to do.
People have already heard. You don't have to kill me to make your point.
You're right. I don't want to die. Maybe something will happen this time. We surrender.
Thank you, Commander. I thought I was dead when they took me. I'll see to it that the reparations discussion is reopened. I didn't know they were so desperate.
It's not a problem.
A 5th Fleet cruiser will be by shortly to pick you and the prisoners up.
Hey, renegade points for telling that guy not to be an idiot. And then we're not able to talk to him. Unfortunate. We can't talk to this guy, though.
Thank you,
Never
Commander.
mind.
I thought I was dead when they
There's
took
no
me.
reason to. Average decryption. Striker 2 pistol and high caliber barrel 2 weapon upgrade.
I do like that decryption basically makes you play a game of Simon.
Not a particularly hard one either. Striker 2, Hurricane 2, Hammer 2. Yeah, give me all that. Alright, now that we're not... Garrus! You're in the way! Now that we're not on a fucking death timer. Let's explore around the rest of this place and see what we can find. Because I know there was some lootable stuff in the room that we fought all the men in. Malfunctioning object. Ooh, cryo explosives. Yoink.
Oh, I mean, guys, I know I tend to sound sarcastic about most things, but I do actually love that decrypting is just a game of Simon.
Well, here's the thing, though. It's actually really not, because it's not actually making me remember the whole sequence. It's literally, it shows the button and I press that button.
Yeah.
It's a reaction, can you press the correct button fast enough minigame is what it is. Eyes open for containers. I know there was a couple in here. Oh, there's one. Edge 2 pistol, Hurricane 2 shotgun. Biotic, a new biotic amp. That's fun. We like new biotic amps. So, the solution to that fight, clearly, by the way, was to just not stand still ever so they couldn't hit you with biotics, and then just, like, I don't know, fire your gun like a crazy person and hope it hit something. Basically. Enough.
You know, it's fitting that we named our shepherd Byleth, because she did just time travel a bunch to get that right.
True story. Alright. Let's take a look at the equipment loadout. Oh, wait. Got a stimulant pack too from somewhere as well. Pistol. Edge 2. Worse damage than our Stinger. Striker. No. Okay. None of those pistols are better than our existing one. Good to know. Grenades. Swear we picked up more grenades, but we don't appear to be able to... Oh, okay. Upgrades. Cryo Explosive 2. When detonated, they're capable of snap freezing nearby targets. Accuracy penalty. What? Crowd control. Gimme. Alright, amp. Better duration. Oh wow, really good duration bonus. Drop in power and cooldown though. Ooh. Gross. Garrus. Sniper rifle. Hammer 2 is slightly more damage than your Reaper, but less heatsink, which is bad. Okay, so no upgrade for you there. Oh, you know what we didn't check? I don't think we can wear medium armor. No. Because I know we got new human medium armor, but we can't actually wear it. Rex. Hurricane 2 shotgun. Less damage. No, doesn't beat the sim. So Rex has more. I feel like Rex has more duration-based stuff in his.
In his kit than the rest of us do. I mean, it might not hurt.
Slap that on Rex as an option. So by the way, guys, I'm still using the correct guns here. Yes, okay. I felt like I should check. Because I feel like I remember... Maybe it was cutscenes, but I feel like I remember stuff like... kind of messing up your party...
Gun loadout.
Like, gun loadout.
Yes.
In the original... Like...
Well, we've had it happen before already.
Guns sometimes get very fucky-wucky on death. Okay.
Message coming in. Patching it through.
Thank you for dealing with the hostage situation, Commander.
Okay, never mind.
Chairman Burns was quite impressed by the way you resolved the situation peacefully.
I did kill like
Your
4 men,
assistance
to be
above and
fair.
beyond the formal duties has been noted, Commander. Fifth Fleet out.
Yes, we totally resolved that without casualties. Definitely, 100%. There's super were not like 4 guys that died.
They can't prove that.
I suppose that's true. Let's see. We've also got the DIS system. Let's go pop in there and have a look around. The outermost ring planet. Okay, Raisha. Survey Raisha. Turian insignia recovered. Solid. Kremar. Nothing to survey there. Klenzel. We can actually do a landing on Klenzel. Okay.
Okay. Let's see.
Yes, in a moment. I just want to make sure that that's like the only one in here. Survey Niram for light metal. Nothing on Jatar. Okay. Alright. Time to land. Like the bio immediately knew I was worried it was the council. Like, oh no, the council wants to talk. No. Alright. What's the party?
Might as well stick with what we've been using for now. As much as I'm tempted to bring Caden along. We have some slightly heavier hitters.
Alright, saving content. It's time for the Mako Medal of Exploration, because we landed in the Mako, presumably. I'm just saving in case shit goes wrong. By the way, 6 months until Christmas.
Oh,
Now I gotta figure out the Mako
yes.
control. Okay, that's the jump button. Good to know. No, that's the go back to the Normandy button. That's the make a beepy noise button. That's get out of the Mako with a button. Back in the Mako, please. Okay, that's going to Amy mode. And there's the shooty bang bang mode. That's boost, and that's cannon. Gotcha. Okay. Now I know the controls.
I'm getting, like, the vehicles. I'm getting Borderlands vehicle vibes from this.
What is that?
Just guns and boosters and explosives on a vehicle that lets you just kind of ATV your way around the planet. Feels very Borderlands 2 to me.
Can't imagine why. So there's very likely something on this planet to find, but they wouldn't have let us land here. It's just kind of a matter of finding it.
The problem is I have no idea what I'm looking for.
Just keep your eyes on the mini-map for anything that looks like an indication of something. I think usually it'll be like an X or something. If we can land here, there's something here to find somewhere. Gonna skirt the perimeter as a starting point. Oops. Okay.
Oh god, it's a Skyrim horse on steroids.
They did in fact make it so you aren't actively punished for killing things. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, the Mako doesn't have an experience penalty attached to it anymore, which is very nice. Not seeing anything around here.
Fire says, I feel like the Mako driving and hydraulics noises are embedded deep into his brain.
I will say this doesn't feel like complete ass. Which is a nice change from how I remember the Mako being. How many corners have we seen? Is that the fourth corner we've seen?
I think. Can't we just pull up the map?
Oh, you know, that's a lot more useful. The map will actually tell us where the stuff is.
Let's see, Bio says, by the way, Fire was also correct about the boost button being a new thing. Additionally, for as jumpy and overall loose as this thing feels to control now, that's with the physics being improved.
Like I said, this does not feel like complete ass. Like, this is tolerable, which is more than I can say for the Mako and original Mass Effect 1. Come on, Mako, you can do it! There we go. Just gonna Skyrim horse our way up there.
I mean, Skyrim horsing my way through things in video games hasn't failed me before.
Mako. Crashed probe. Salvage. Electronic skill too low. Fuck.
We have companions that have...
No, if they had good enough, we'd be able to do it. We don't have Tally with us. Okay, we can fix that. Oh, wait, I saw it. Discovery. There's old footprints leading away from the escape pod, but no sign of any survivors.
Your boosters essentially just eat you backwards off a cliff.
Yeah. That was my fault, really.
Other than signs of survivors, there are no signs of survivors.
Really does not want me climbing that specific rock face that way. Fine, be that way. Right, you are gonna be that way. Damn it. Nope. Not that one either. One of these is going to allow us up. Here. There we go.
Jeez, this is about as clunky as the horse riding mechanics in Dragon Age Inquisition. Do you just need to play a mini game to loot a body?
I did. Where are you guys shooting at?
That camp all the way over there.
Not now, Shepard.
Don't you tell me what to do, Garrett.
Excuse me, are you a Spectre?
All the way over there. Okay. Anomaly.
Garrus is doing Garrus things, don't mind him.
Well, let's go deal with that syndicate hideout. Feel like such big shots. Little do they know I have a tank.
I mean, surely they saw you in the tank. You were standing right next to it when they started attacking you.
Oh, hey, level up. Okay, are you all dead?
I'm pretty sure what them all being dead means is that you get to wander around and steal their stuff.
Oh yeah. Looks like there's something. Aha. Heavy metal surveyed. Hell yeah. Anyway, back to over here. Because those guys had that tragic accident that I had absolutely nothing to do with. Let's go see what shit they had to steal. And then we'll head back up to the Normandy, grab... Excuse me. He's still alive. Oh. Hi, congratulations. You somehow came back to life after I knocked your tower over and killed you. That's impressive.
That is actually mildly impressive.
So anyway, we're gonna come in here, see what's in here, then head back up to the Normandy, grab Tali, come back.
and go get those other things.
Go get that other thing. Oh yeah, also there's like only 3 internal dungeons in all of Mass Effect 1. So, get used to whatever this one is, because we're going to see it a bunch.
So Mass Effect 1 suffers the Dragon Age 2 problem.
I would say Dragon Age 2 suffers the Mass Effect problem, but...
Well, yes, one certainly came before the other, but...
Ah, there's the enemies.
But I'm vastly more familiar with one than the other. Which, yes, before you say it, is a personal problem.
Sounds like a skill issue. Whoa, okay. Again, I did hit the button for the med gel there. It just
Yeah,
didn't go off
I
fast enough.
saw your hand move. Can confirm there was in fact hand movement.
I really gotta remember, it takes like a second for the meta gel to actually go when I press the button for it. Yeah. Yeah, I know it's got a casting time, I just kind of forget. Also, that would explain it. What the actual hell just happened to all of my health? Rex, please. Game, please, come on! That was so what happened.
Cool
So what happened there was I got put into the wall like protecty mode.
Yep.
When I didn't want to be, and then my movement got locked. I can't exactly help that they don't seem to have any kind of, assisted aiming on controller here. Wouldn't be a problem on PC, but... don't have the enhanced edition to work with on PC. First of all, shield, that gel, go. Where'd that guy go? That guy's dead. Come on, coward, pop your head up.
is that thing spinning in circles?
Don't know, don't care. Stop hiding behind cover, you dick. Hello. Crime Lord defeated. Eleanor was right. These guys have quite the operation going. But that's gonna change. One down, one more. Oh! That was one of the crime bosses we were supposed to be killing for the old lady.
Oh! Okay.
Well, that's convenient.
That is convenient.
Good dead-end hallway. Glad we came down here.
How nice of her crime lords to be total dicks. Let's see. Bio says...
Ooh, Striker
or
3
not bio.
pistol.
But Fire says, I love that 99% of the time you land Singularity, the enemy responds by trying to hit the YMCS, which she corrects to YMCA. I also says, see, what did I tell you? Even if that old lady wasn't paying us, we would have still ended up killing these guys eventually on our own, just because murder.
Fill up that med gel. We're back here. We got a bunch of cool weapons out of that locker in the back. I think there might have been an upgrade for our pistol in there, possibly.
That's good.
Oh, upgrade kit. Radioactive rounds 3. That's an upgrade to what we're using, isn't it?
I'm pretty sure.
Okay, give this place a once over. Look for any more boxes. Appears to be a dead end. The door we came in through. Alright. Guess that's probably everything then. Let's hop back out here, zip our way back up to the Normandy, come back down with Tali, grab that other thing, and then get the hell out of here. Normandy. Immediately land again. This is another deep Mako pain. Yeah, having to come back because you didn't have the right people with you. So, Tali... Tali and Caden.
Caden!
We'll let Karth come along.
Carthagins!
Good old Karth Bastila shipping.
hate it.
Oh, good. I guess we're not romancing Karth then.
No, don't put words in my mouth. I just hate that everyone else is referring to it as Karth the Bastille is shipping.
That's what it is.
I can acknowledge that without having to like it.
Okay. There's stasis. So that'll allow us to pull people out of fights if we have to. Is useful. Caden. Karth, buddy. So let me get Tali out of the way first. Tali, more electronics and more decryption. Karth. More into... He's got a lot of points to spend. Let's max out Sentinel. Lock medicine. Gives him the ability to, like, incapacitate dudes for a while, which is fun.
That is cool.
Advanced first aid, yep. Love to see it. Advanced overload, because we got the points for it.
Is there any point in giving him barrier?
Well, I mean... if he's gonna be seeing combat like ever, yeah, it helps.
Hey, Karth, want to go on a mission with us? Sure, Commander. What do you need me to do? Literally nothing. I'm just bringing Tali with me to open a box I missed. It'll take like 5 minutes.
Your story. Anyway, target that box. Make go around to point at it and hold the boost button. No, this is the rock. Bamboozled. Oh, it's just a second hideout, okay.
Barrier gets some stasis, and stasis is that super annoying, incredibly busted shit that the enemy Jedi kept hitting you with. That locks you in place while you get shot to death. Fair.
It is parked on level terrain. Define level terrain. Like, is this level terrain? That's level that I would argue that is not level terrain.
No, that's not level terrain.
Roof sighting and shock absorbers. Awesome. Thanks, Dolly.
She was probably also very confused by that mission from a narrative standpoint. Tali, we're going out. Yes, Commander.
we get back-
What to do?
Yeah, we get back to the Maker. We're like, Tali, you need to come with us. Okay? Alright, and you should open that probe. Alright, we're going back. What? What? Sorry, I just need you to open that probe. Turns out that nobody was competent enough to do it who I had with me previously. Garrus wasn't good enough at electronics. Okay. Thank you, Cleansel. Thank you, Dis System. And we've still got the Antineus system in here to go check out. It's the equivalent of waking somebody up at 3 a.m. to open the pickle jar for you. That's easy. You start with the lid. Okay, nothing there. Survey them all. Rare element surveyed. Nice. And all of this surveying, as was mentioned, will matter in the event that we ever make it to, like, Mass Effect 3. Okay, we can land on Trebin.
I assume the surveying in the later games just means you've got resources to start off with.
I don't know, I just know it's relevant. Alright, and we can land on Trebin. Alright, what is our landing party gonna be?
Well, we should probably bring Tali with us.
Did we? What makes you say that?
It's just past experience.
Just because we couldn't open a thing last time?
So probably Rex and Tali, because we rely on Rex to not die.
Rex is useful for not being dead. Oh, that will admit. Alright, and this time we'll just start with the map. Since we know we can just see everything instantaneously. Content. Rex. Level for Rex. What can we do with Bud? A lot of points to get to stasis. Especially when I could just dump 4 more points into shotguns and get you advanced carnage. There you go. More shotguns for Rex. Lion Shepherd already took the levels. Save for safety. And map. I have a very hard time telling where we are on this. I think that's us down there, right? Yeah. The closest thing, there's an anomaly over there, there's a research base there, Debris there, and an anomaly there. Head for the head for the closer anomaly first.
Barrier would also make Rex even harder to kill, though, wouldn't it? Plus, as we've been shown firsthand, Stasis is winning.
Oh, fuck.
But what is that?
Bad. That's a Thresher. You know Threshers from Borderlands.
I do.
Basically that. Okay. Alright, Mr. Thresher, calm down.
It doesn't seem pleased.
He's not. Really not happy about the situation. Shit. Well, I tried to repair the Mako, it just didn't work.
Let's see, Bio says, for reference, these are things that can fuck shit up so bad that even Krogans know they are kind of a big deal.
Yeah, I'm not gonna try to fist fight the baby mom. I'm gonna try to fight it with my giant fucking tank. Just kind of need the thing to not, like, fuck up on me, that's all. Gotta be something pretty solid over here if there's a Thresher.
I would assume. Usually they don't lock, like, nothing upgrades behind the boss fights. Usually. I've known a couple games in my time that do.
Okay. And please, fire the damn guns! Okay, alright, that's just annoying.
So apparently Maws get marked on the map, which is nice to know. But it doesn't have a distinct marker from the anything else that gets marked on the map, though, does it?
Not until we get close. I mean, that thing is killable. Like, it was very nearly dead.
Yes, obviously.
In fact, I would have had it if the game had let me use the gun at that one point when I was trying to shoot it. It was just like, nah, dude, no gun for you. You stop coming right for me, please. Fuck you. Get out of here. Oh god. Did you die? Thank you. Seriously, thank you for dying. extremely useful that you did that.
Fire says also, if he recalls correctly, the Thresher's spit has homing for some reason.
Because why wouldn't it, right? Turian insignia recovered. Fantastic. No, not squad. No, not squad. Game, please. Destination. Mako. Turian wreckage. Is there? Well, that's up there, but what's that other thing back there? I guess that must just be where the Thresher Mall was.
Fire notes that these malls, the mall you just fought are actually kind of small, but compared to how big they can get. And yes, he's saying the other one is the mall location.
That's kind of what I figured. Survey a platinum deposit. Oh, not squat. Jesus Christ, come on. Get out of here. I like the lore-wise, you got into a fight with the Thresher, fucked it up, and then just fucking skedaddled to go look at rocks. I mean, what else were we gonna do? It was dead.
It's only one of the most hyper-lethal creatures in the universe. Killing something like that's basically just another Tuesday for Shepard.
Alright. Heat sink 3, shock absorbers 3, high caliber. High caliber? High caliber barrel. Alright, got the thing that was being guarded by like those two guys who immediately exploded when they tried to pick a fight with my tank. was like not advisable really, but they tried it.
Well, yeah, they thought it'd be fun. It sounded like a good idea at the time.
It seemed like a good idea at the time. Just in case.
Let's see.
What are we here for?
Bio says, I wonder what kind of weapon what kind of manufacturer decides to make their guns so high caliber content. I assume is what that meant to say, because what it actually reads is, I wonder what could have weapon manufacturer decides to make their guns so high in caribou content.
Got a lot of base debris around here. Can't help but notice.
Space debris?
Yeah.
I mean, I'd rather have space debris than space Karens.
I have a feeling it's just going to be that one thing that was interactable with it. Nothing to interact with on that one. Or on that one. Or on that one. And then the Mako. Alright. Last point of interest on this little planet is to head towards the research base.
Here's this guy, send help, a fly just landed on his face.
I'm afraid the only help there is to burn the entire building down.
That sounds like a logical solution to the problem to me, you know?
It does. It would be an even more logical solution if it was a spider, but like flies are also appropriate.
Oh, genuinely, the last time I saw a spider in my house, I literally threw my kitten at it and told her to handle it. Like, this is a bug. Bugs are your territory. Now fix it, please.
Right, that's the actual base. What's the other marking one? There's another one over here. Can't help but notice.
Because he nearly fucking screamed. It's half 2. And pitch black in his room. I just
It's deserted.
flying fucking thing come out of nowhere. Yeah, I would have screamed.
According to these data logs, the survey team unearthed some kind of alien technology.
Could be answers at the excavation site.
More free stuff. Always investigate all buildings. explosive 3. Pretty sure that's what we're already using, but thank you regardless.
Yeah, but now we could give it to someone else if we
We
wanted.
actually already had a second one, but... I think we're the only one that can use grenades. I think that's one of the, like, special powers you get by being Shepard. Hello, does anybody want to die to my tank today? No? Well, alright then. So we'll just do this the old-fashioned way.
What, you mean they won't let you just solve all your problems with tanks in this one?
Yeah, the Rex just randomly talking while we were in the Mako also kind of threw me for a sec there, Bio. You weren't the only one. Hey, look, Willow, you recognize this place?
You know, it looks a little familiar, actually.
Weird how that happens, right? Oh, hey, look, there's a bunch of enemies in that room. Time to save so that when they kill us 4 times in a row for bullshit reasons.
That can't possibly happen every time.
So sure of that, are you?
No, I'm not. But I'm hoping if I say it with enough confidence that the game will just agree with me. That's how video games work, isn't it?
Possibly.
You can just sheer confidence your way through it.
Rex, you really should be using the scimitar, please. And Tali, you should be on the pistol. Thank you. Please do your correct guns. Oh, good, it's the Geth. Make sure I just have a grenade. Oh, I just swapped the shotgun. Okay, wall, first of all. Barrier, thank you. Faces like Geth. Well, that's a lot of Geth, by the way, or a lot of husks. Like a very large number of husks.
Oh, that's his husks. From the distance I'm at, I kept reading them all as being named Hank.
Manage out, please. Thank you.
Oh, that was so alarming close.
Yep.
You gotta take on 7 Hank Hills at once. Or it's the last name and we're fighting a bunch of Tom Hanks.
I'll follow.
Everybody's still using the correct. Again, shotgun, pistol. Okay, Rex, buddy. I really need you to not walk between, like, directly between me and the enemies, my guy.
Must have unearthed some alien technology that turned them into mindless fanatics.
Oh, Bio does say, by the way, having gone back
Whatever
to
they
check
found,
really
it's
quick,
long
that he
gone
believes the
now.
grenade mod we put on after saving Mr. Burns was a level 2 cryo bomb, not the level 3 one we picked up just now.
Good to know. There's a few bits of kit that I need to look at updating here fairly shortly. That was a lot of husks.
Hanks, please.
Whatever.
They prefer their given name.
Point is, there was many of them. Fuck. Guys, come on! Stop getting directly between me and the enemy! Not helpful! Tali! Come on! That accounts for all the Exogeny survey team. Well, how they came to be buried on a frontier world. Yeah, okay. Well, I guess we were here for a survey team and they're all dead. Because they all got husked.
Hanked.
Sludge canister. Yeah, let's open. Sludge canister had a Hurricane 4 shotgun in it. I mean, okay.
I mean, that should be good for Rex, right?
Possibly.
Fire, do you not store your Hurricane 4 in sludge?
I'm gonna need to upgrade.
So, honest question.
Yes.
Both the Knights of the Old Republic games and the Dragon Age games let you have a party of 4.
Uh-huh.
How come these games are only party 3?
Because BioWare.
hate to say it, because BioWare, I love your games, I do, but that is nonsense.
Honestly, I think it has something to do with the wheels and having a fourth one making this kind of unusable.
So you have a different method for accessing your skills. Like trigger button wheels instead. And you make it easier to swap between characters in combat.
Well, you don't swap between characters. You always play Shepard.
So you don't do that. Seem to do the party only being 6 at max. Well, it's not like you get a crazy number of companions in the Dragon Age games.
Yeah, but like more than, I don't know, 6 at max. Right. Back to the Normandy. So that was it for this system and cluster. Back out of there, and then we're on the way to Liara's dig site and Artemis Tau. It would be nice if you kind of knew what places you'd like fully completed. Yeah, that'd be cool. And as soon as ME2, you end up having so many party members available that the 2-person limit for who you can bring with you just ends up being pretty annoying.
I'd believe that.
Like, it's not so bad in 1 because there's only, 6 party members total. One pressure hazard.
Oregon wind shell. I'm trying to figure out how many companions are in Dragon Age Origin.
Probably shouldn't count shell. DLC.
Well, yeah, but don't you have all the DLC for this? It's a
Yeah,
fair
but
comparison.
there's no characters in DLC for this.
Okay. Okay. Are we counting the Mavari?
The dog?
Yes.
I mean, it's a party member, right?
Yes.
Medal of Exploration, too.
So there are 8 possible companions in Dragon Age Origins, not counting Shal. But there's effectively only 7 because there's an either or choice.
Okay, so...
That isn't really a choice because you're stupid if you choose Loghain.
No. Wow. Somehow these new pistols we've gotten still haven't been better than our existing gun.
Clearly, we just need new stingers.
Cryo Explosive 3, let's go ahead and slot that in there. Oh, Hydra 3 is somehow less good than our Scorpion 1 in every single possible way.
Huh.
That's interesting. Fascinating. Shock
So,
absorbers.
Fire, in the playthrough I started on my channel of Dragon Age Origins, I actually installed a mod so that if you don't have the dog in the party, it basically slots as a pet for the warden so that you can actually have the doggo with you all the time. At least I think the mod works. Haven't gotten far enough to actually test that yet, but pretty much all my other mods have been working except for the no helmets mod.
Okay, Hurricane 4 is better damage than the Scimitar 2, but that heatsink capacity is rough. Scimitar 3 is a strict upgrade to the Scimitar 2, though, isn't it?
It does appear to be, yes.
Alright, let's just slap that on Rex. Alright, I forgot to check our gun. For improvements to ours. So we're using chemical rounds 1.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. Like taking the Mabari with you instead of a named main character is kind of a mistake because the Mabari, though it gets some unique abilities, can't take like the class specializations and doesn't have unique dialogue or anything like that. So I completely understand where you're coming from. But that is why mods exist.
Combat sensor, heatsink, high caliber barrel, sighting, combat sensor 2. Is upgradable or already using. Put that in there. Okay. Rex. That shotgun. Want you to have. Is more damage versus personnel rounds. Weapon force. On a shotgun. Yeah, that seems good. Your shotgun yeets people harder. And have this heat sink so that your shotgun doesn't overheat as fast. That seems eminently reasonable to me. Can't really do anything better in terms of armor for you. Tally. That Edge 3 is a big upgrade for her. I don't think we have another Stinger lying around, so... pass her that. Stick some cooldown increase on it.
Oh, Fire says he's gonna be honest. He suspects the AI cheats the heat system, but he's not done any research looking into it.
It wouldn't surprise me. upgraded Omni tool, less shield bonus, big tech cooldown bonus. Honestly, I will take you having better tech cooldowns. Don't have any Quarian armor we can stick you in. The armor we could give for ourselves is not helpful.
Is vastly inferior.
Yeah, you know what, Rax, here, have some health regen on your armor. That seems very relevant to you. Basically, I just don't want you to die, like, ever. Is the ideal circumstance. Alright, let's see. We've got deposit over there, a anomaly over there, and a stronghold up there. Alright. Let's head towards the Debbies.
Console loses its mind every time we're in this RV.
The PS4 Pro loses its mind a lot of the time.
Bio says, after looking into it, it appears that the Striker is a 3-round burst fire instead of a semi-auto fire like the Stinger is. Also, apparently the different firing modes didn't used to be a thing.
Huh. Shield battery 3 and hardened weave 3. Armor upgrades. And the Mako. Target whatever this is over here. Matriarch's writings recovered. Good for us. Please get back in the Mako. We're on a hazard world. Don't want to be outside of the Mako for too long. didn't want to let me around the front of the car. Survey that thorium. Excellent. And destination that stronghold.
Chat's just debating headshots.
Yeah, headshots are definitely a thing now.
Where's Island Dragon Age Origins?
Well, it was 360 era, so...
Yes.
And I think I got it around this... I think I got it around the time of Skyrim, probably, so...
Yeah, but we got it as a used game.
Just gonna knock down these towers real quick.
November 2009. I think that's math.
And that's Numberland. Run that pirate over. Why are you alive, dude? I ran you over with a tank.
2009 is apparently the correct answer, Dylan. I thought it was earlier than that, too.
Boy, it's nice not having to get out of the safety of the tank to deal with these idiots. There's still somebody alive here somewhere. I think. Maybe not. Maybe they're all dead.
Well, they definitely think there's someone alive.
Okay, didn't mean to make a new save, but... better. Oh hey, it's one of the other interiors. That's a lot of red in there.
That is a lot of red in there.
Okay. Weapon check. Everybody using proper weapons? Yes? Good. Congratulations on not screwing that up, you two. Love to see it. Save before we go in, so when we die 1,000 times due to random stupid bullshit. Oh, that's Krogan. Rex, please. I've been over this with you, like, please stop walking in front of me, dude. Just faces that Krogan for a bit. Okay. Is there still all those guys up there? Okay, the Krogan is dead. That's helpful. clear on this room. Anti-personnel rounds, chemical rounds. Oh, oh, shooting has started. Hello, sir. Or ma'am. Sorry. There's still something alive. I can see the red dot, but they're not currently shooting at me, so...
The degree to which we care about living targets is directly proportional to whether or not we're being shot at.
I mean, effectively. Yeah, please run into my Krogan, thank you. I thought you were such hot shit because you brought a Krogan. Well, joke's on you, so did I.
I think it's on the other side.
No, I think that fuel tank is just immune to me blowing it up.
I hope the mission isn't destroy all the fuel tanks then.
Yeah, that would suck. Also, I think I might be slowly dying to radiation damage. I don't know why else my health bar would be green like that, but... it doesn't feel like it's a good thing. Yes, that was such a hard decryption. Very, very difficult. Much problem. I swear I remember the decryption minigames being, like, not that back in the original. I mean, I might be crazy, but...
Well, from what Fire was saying in chat earlier, they changed the way decryption games worked in 2, so maybe you're thinking about 2's mechanics?
I have never played 2. The only one I played was, like, some of 1. Oh, hey, medium Turian armor. Better chameleon tool, which we can add to Tali. Guardian 3 Krogan armor. A Storm 3 shotgun, Banshee 3 assault rifle, and Reaper 3 sniper rifle, and an Avenger 3 assault rifle, and a Hammer 3 sniper rifle. Huh? All good stuff, I suppose. I don't see anything else to loot in here. Oh, wait, what was that? I was just spotting the door control from across the room. That's... I can't get through that gap. I am really surprised by how well that, like, room went. Considering they had a Krogan and also an Asari who could have been chucking biotics at us. And neither of them really seemed to, like, want to do much of anything.
I mean, works out for us.
Alright, so, next up on the list, let's just figure out where we're targeting next. So we did that segment. I believe, guys, am I remembering right that Liara's in Athens? My brain's telling me she's in Athens. 'Cause I have this memory of her being here, but I don't know if that's accurate. Which is why I started here, and I was gonna work my way like anti-clockwise around to Athens. We know she's in Artemis Tau, but I just don't remember exactly where.
They're still talking about hacking in chat.
Does the journal tell me? Somewhere in the Artemis Tau cluster. Oh, Sparta? I'd buy that. Oh, hey, those Asari writings are a quest now. Find
Oh,
more.
fun.
Locate signs. Oh, and the medallions are also. Okay, and the Turian insignias are also. And the Prothean data discs, yeah. And the valuable minerals.
Essentially everything's a quest.
We still gotta kill one of those guys. And that's all the stuff we actually finished. Mini games, standard hacking. Alright, well, we'll figure that out next time, I guess. Next time we keep poking around the Artemis Tau cluster. See what we can find. Find Liara, inevitably, and then get our final party member. Oh, we got another level. How the hell did that happen?
I have no idea. I was listening for the sound effect.
Get far enough to get lift. But not actually far enough to activate lift. Oh, that's so annoying.
Well, yeah, but at least it gives us a jumping off point for the next thing.
And that'll give us access to all of our, like, biotic abilities. And get more points in Adept would be lovely. Then start pumping into Spectre training, both to get Unity and to get more cooldown. Probably go into pistols at some point, just to make those a little bit better. Really need to go into armor, so that I can put on better... We'll need to go into armor so we can get to pistols, but also need to go into armor so I could put on...
And so that we don't die as easily.
Oh no, we're never getting above light armor. Okay. Well, it does make us not die as much, and that's good. And again, Spectre training also makes us not die as much by just giving us more health. So there's that.
Aww.
So, fascinating.
She's stuck.
She'll unstick herself. See, told you. Alright. Save that. Next time, Liara, and probably like 3 other planets.
Yeah, I was about to say end more space.
Well, I mean, like, almost every, like, system we go into is gonna have a planet we can land on. And that's like a lot of... I mean, you saw how many, like, clusters there were.
Oh, yeah.
And how many systems there tend to be in each cluster, so... There's a lot of stuff for us to do yet. A ton of stuff. And if we in general leave the planets that we have missions on for last, with the exception of coming to Artemis Tau early to go get Liara, then, you know, we'll probably heavily outscale the things that we're fighting and hopefully not die as much.
That would be nice.
That would also be nice. So, that's the plan. But that is a next time problem.
So until then, we'll see you next time.
Later.
Bye.